Picture a narrow hallway, warm air, two bodies aligned like a simple machine. One person stands steady, feet rooted. The other leans into a table, a wall, a partner's shoulder. That instant, gravity, proximity, and a whisper of urgency creates a different kind of closeness. This is the standing from behind moment. It is raw in geometry, rich in sensation, and brilliant as a case study in arousal. Let's walk through it, like scientists with a taste for the sensual. First, the anatomy. When bodies are vertical, blood pools differently. Gravity shifts vascular dynamics. For people with vulvas, pelvic tilt and anterior pressure can change how internal tissues are stimulated. For people with penises, the angle alters glands contact and friction patterns. Small changes in angle, hip drive, or hand placement make big changes in sensation. Think of it as tuning a musical instrument. Now the nervous system, two-player, parasympathetic engine for approach and erection or lubrication, and sympathetic sparks for intensity, climax. Standing from behind often mixes both. The posture can heighten sympathetic arousal. It feels a bit daring, even risky, while steady support and breath slow parasympathetic tone to maintain. The result is a cocktail of alertness and open. Touch receptors along the back. Neck and buttocks send a flood of input to the brain. The brain interprets contact, safety, consent, and both weeks and consistently novelty in addition. That the original or don't forget sensory layering. Visual cues matter. The silhouette, the line of a neck, the tote of a hip. Sound matters. Breath and small noises travel differently when faces aren't aligned. Proprioception, knowing where your limbs are, adds intimacy. Hands find new landmarks, waist, hip bones, lower back. Those hands are not just props. They guide angle, pressure, and pain. Try shifting your hand an inch to the side and notice how balance and sensation change. Psychology is part of the experiment. Standing from behind often contains role dynamics, dominance, surrender, protectiveness that many brains find arousing. Novelty activates dopamine circuit. The cramped space of a hallway or a doorway increases perceived risk, which can heighten arousal through a mild stress response. Important that stress should be wanted and consensual. The brain loves predictable unpredictability. Safe risk. Practical tips for researchers and practitioners who want to explore this position thoughtfully. Communicate clearly before you begin. Establish signals or a word for pause. Use a surface to support leaning if balance is an issue. Pay attention to the knees and lower back. Standing can be surprisingly demanding. Lubrication matters. Angles change friction. Experiment slowly. Small hip thrust. Small adjustments to hand placement, subtle changes in pace. Observe breathing and facial tension as data point. If one partner wants more clitoral stimulation, add a hand or a toy. If penetration feels shallow, adjust tilt or depth by changing height of foot placement. Think about data collection like a sensual field study. Note what changes when speed increases, when music shifts, when hands roam differently. Record subjective reports, comfort, intensity, emotional tone. Remember variability. What feels electric for one person may feel neutral for another. Finally, treat curiosity as ethical. Consent, care, and curiosity must coexist. The standing from behind position is a small laboratory of biomechanics, neurobiology, and psychology. Approach it with playful rigor. Observe,
tweak, laugh, learn. And
in that doorway, you'll find plenty to study and perhaps a new favorite set of variables to take back to your research and your life.